Yo, which is better, screen printing or transfers? What's happening, everybody? Boy Big Brando, and today we're gonna be comparing the two. Which one's better, screen printing or transfers? Now, this is a debate I've been a part of since I got onto YouTube, and it's always screen printing is better than whatever you're even thinking about. When I got onto YouTube, I was talking about transfers, screen printed transfers, plastisol transfers, gang sheets. There was not a lot of information out there about transfers. So I was one of the people that was bringing a lot of this information to the forefront. There was a few other channels talking about them. I came in talking about custom transfers, meaning putting your own designs onto the transfers and utilizing gang sheets. And ever since I started bringing this stuff up on YouTube, there's always been screen printers in my comments saying that's trash, you should never use transfers, screen printing is superior, it's the best way to go, and blah blah blah. There's nothing wrong with that, and I agree. Screen printing is good, but transfers are also good. It all depends on how the transfers are applied and how the screen printing is cured. Those are two make or break things for both printing methods. And I will say this, both of these have good intended uses. You're gonna mass produce something by the thousands, screen printing is where it's at, unless you wanna sit there and heat press 1,000 pieces. But doing something in a lower quantity, let's say a dozen, screen printing might be a little overkill, because you have to remember the setup and cleanup will be the same whether you print one t-shirt or 10,000 t-shirts. The setup and cleanup will be the same no matter the quantity. So for a lower quantity, you're doing a lot more labor. Now, when it comes to transfers in a low quantity, easy call. But can you knock down big orders with the heat press? Yes, you can. I've done it before. I've done 500 piece jobs. I've done 1,000 piece jobs, all with the heat press and transfers. So to me, there's no better of the two. Now, I have t-shirts from 5 years ago that I pressed with a Supacolor wearable transfer, which is a screen printed transfer that I still wear to this day with no issues. You guys seen the videos of me stretching these t-shirts out, the wash test results, all of that stuff can be found on YouTube. One, that transfer was laid down correctly. The correct temperature, the correct pressure, the correct duration time, in order for that transfer to adhere to the garment and live there forever. No cracking, no peeling, no nothing. But for the people that say screen printing is more superior, you should screen print over transfers, I'm here to tell you, it happens to everybody. Not just the home printers, but the big brands also. Sometimes the screen printing does not outlive the t-shirt. Sometimes the screen printing starts to crack after the first or second wash. It happens because the ink wasn't cured correctly. So to say screen printing is just the best thing overall, that's a crazy blanket statement, because you have to add the caveat of the ink needs to be cured correctly in order for that screen print to last forever. So for example, I wanted to bring my Stahls t-shirt that I purchased. There's the tag. This t-shirt right here was purchased in Hawaii, Stahls of Honolulu. This is their store. I got this from their store in Waikiki on Oahu. I usually, if there's no line, I'll stop in and pick up one of these t-shirts for myself, for my sons, for my cousins. If I'm in the area and if there's no line, I'll stop in and pick these up. So a year and a half ago, I stopped in and picked up this t-shirt for myself. I got one for my kids. I got one for my cousins. I got one for some friends. But what you have to remember is the line for this store, no matter the day, is hours and hours wait just to pick up these t-shirts. And I'm gonna get in real close here for you. Let me adjust the lights. Just to show you, this thing's cracked. Can you see that? I'm barely even tugging on it, and you could see the cracks in the print. So to say screen printing is superior, this is a screen printed t-shirt right here, straight from Stahls. That's cracked. I've had this shirt for a year and a half, and I've probably only worn it 15 times. I mean, I got my money's worth out of it. But for the people that are gonna be waiting 2 hours to purchase this shirt, you would hope that it would last a little longer. Now, I say all that because I'm trying to show you that screen printing is not the end-all be-all when it comes to printing on garments, because it has to be done correctly in order for it to live up to the hype. And like I said, this is a Stahls t-shirt purchased from the Stahls store in Hawaii. This is their Waikiki location that I purchased this t-shirt from. And it's only a little over a year old. Trying to get this thing to focus on it so you guys could see. Those are cracks in there. All over the print. On the back and on the front. Cracked on the front. Cracked on the back. This is a screen printed t-shirt that I paid for. Now, does that mean I'm not gonna be buying Stussy no more? No, I think I got my money's worth out of this t-shirt right here. Like I said, if I find myself back in town on Oahu and there's no line, I'll stop in and pick up t-shirts for myself and for my kids still. But what I think is crazy is there's people that wait hours and hours. If you go down to this store, 6 a.m., 5:30 a.m., you'll see a line already forming outside of the little outdoor mall where this store is located. It's right in front of the Sheraton and the Royal Hawaiian. You'll see the people lined up, 6 in the morning. I don't think the store opens till like 10 or 11. And they're waiting for this exact t-shirt. And I'm showing you this t-shirt right here still cracks. It's a screen printed t-shirt. Am I saying they need to be using transfers? No, all I'm saying is screen printing cracks. So for the people that say, oh man, screen printing is the best, you shouldn't be using heat transfers, you shouldn't be doing this. I'm showing you, here's a real established brand that has people waiting outside of their store for hours to pick up these t-shirts, and their screen printed t-shirts still crack. It happens, but I'm still gonna be a customer of Stussy. I'm still gonna purchase a t-shirt. When I was in New York, I went to the Stussy store and picked up some hoodies for my kids. It's not gonna make me hate the brand. I'm just saying this kind of cracking happens with screen printing. Here's one of my personal t-shirts right here. Size extra large, big Brando logo. It's my West Side shirt. See how small the lines or skinny the lines are for this text? I could stretch it as hard as I need to. This is me really tugging on the shit. And it's still not cracked. It's not lifting up off the shirt. Look, I'll show you from far out how hard I'm pulling on this thing. I'm tugging on this thing. This is my shirt from last year when the Dodgers made it to the postseason, is when I dropped this t-shirt. Stretching it. And the print, still not cracked. It's on the t-shirt. It's on there. This is with a Supacolor wearable transfer. Here's the front print. Same exact thing. I'll stretch the shit out of it. The shirt's more wrinkled than anything, but the print, not cracked, no issues. Now I say all this because there's always this constant argument, and I don't think it's an argument that should be had. It all comes down to people's personal preference. If you like screen printing better, by all means, get your t-shirts screen printed. If you like transfers, by all means, get your t-shirts done with transfers. But to go into somebody's comments and be like, oh man, you're doing your t-shirts all wrong. That's the worst way of doing it. You should be screen printing. Why are you using transfers? That's horrible quality. That's the worst way of doing things, is a crazy statement, because I just proved to you right here how durable a transfer is if we're talking durability. 2 t-shirts that's been washed and dried, all in the machine. Cracks, no cracks. Thinner lines, the thin lines on here, cracking, and the bold, thick lines here, cracking. Way thinner lines that should be cracking are not cracking on this t-shirt. It's just how it works. There's no better of the two. It all comes down to applying everything correctly, curing the ink correctly. If you don't apply your transfers correctly, they're gonna mess up. If you don't cure your ink when you're screen printing correctly, they're gonna mess up. You have to do your own due diligence and make sure what you're doing you're doing correctly. Because as a startup brand, these kind of cracks right here can make or break you. This is a huge brand that these cracks don't bother people. They don't bother me. Like I said, I'm still gonna be a customer. I'm still gonna be buying t-shirts from Stussy. This doesn't stop me from buying t-shirts from them, but it does make me aware to understand that there is a shelf life on these things. I'm not gonna have these t-shirts forever because like I said, I don't like wearing t-shirts when the print's cracked. So that means I just need to go to the store and buy another one, you know what I mean? But as a small business, small brand like myself, I wanna make sure that my stuff is of quality that's gonna withhold anything that you throw at it, given the elements, right? Machine wash, machine dry. I want to make sure my t-shirt isn't cracking, the print's not messing up, because I want people to come back and shop with me. I need to build the trust with the customer in order to make them a returning customer. If they bought this shirt and then the print messed up, chances are they're never gonna shop with me ever again. So I use companies like Supacolor, and specifically use the Supacolor wearable transfer because of the durability. I need that reassurance that that print's gonna last forever on that t-shirt. So that's why I do what I do. But I don't know everything about t-shirts, the t-shirt business. I only know what works for myself. For stuff like this, I'm a consumer. I'm a customer first. If I notice this stuff as a customer, I have to make sure as a business owner that my customers don't have that same experience. I want to make sure that my customer's experience is always going to be 100% grateful for the t-shirt holding up for years, because I need that customer to continue to shop with me. Hopefully this helps somebody out, because I know this is a constant conversation all the time online. And just to show you, like, this t-shirt wasn't just printed in somebody's garage. This is Stussy. This is the big brand Stussy, purchased from the store. And this is my personal shirt. Like, I wear this. This is my shirt that I paid for, that I wear. And this is my experience with it. And this just shows you that screen printing isn't superior, because stuff like this still happens. There's still cracking that happens with screen printed t-shirts. So if you have any questions about anything I spoke about, make sure you leave it in the comments for me. If you find yourself on Oahu, head down to the Royal Hawaiian or the Sheraton, where that shopping center is, and just check out the line outside of Stussy. And if there's no line, stop in and pick up a shirt if they're not sold out. If you wanted to, you could follow me on Instagram, Big Brando TV. Catch you guys on the next one, man. Yeah.